Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, people. I know a bit of a weird day for me to stream. Usually I do Tuesdays, Thursdays. But I had to pick up a tux yesterday for my wedding. So today you get a Wednesday stream. Hi Raphael, hi Merceau. Hope you guys are doing well today. Let's take a look at the map we got ahead of us here. Looks like we have just one chest to open. Oh, two chests to open. Saving the green units is going to be interesting here with so few units. I think we have a couple people that don't currently have a battalion, so let's fix that. Hi, Weird Analogy. Hi, Phones. Hope you guys are doing well today. What's like the most physical attack I can get on Leonie? Ooh, Almyran Mercenaries give 3! Don't mind if I do. Oh, we're gonna have to buy you one, huh? My mic is very quiet. Oh no, let me fix it. Let me see what I can do about that. Not just quiet, but lo-fi. Interesting. Hold on. Let me see what I can do. I'm gonna reset my audio source. Give me a sec. Is this any better? Or is it still pretty bad? This is fine. This is fine as in this is actually fine, or this is fine as in you're the dog on fire in the meme. Because I can make it a little louder. Here, that should be a little louder. How's that? Or here, I can turn monitoring off or on, and then I can hear myself, I think. Let's see. Does that sound better? Okay. If this sounds okay to you guys, then we'll go with this for now, and I'll try to figure out what's going on with my mic, that it needs to be boosted, because it doesn't typically need to be boosted. But thank you guys for letting me know. I can never tell when there's sound issues, so I appreciate it when you guys tell me. Oh, we gotta work on her authority, huh? Here, I can move it a little closer to my face, too. See if that helps a bit. We're gonna send Ingrid off to try and rescue these guys. The chests we can get whenever. Let me see if we have keys, though. We do not have keys. Keys viable in this game? They are, right? Yep. So buy a couple keys.
Thanks a bunch. Come back soon.
Alrighty, let's do it. Let us play the video game.
There are some suspicious-looking ruffians out there, but our top priority is to rescue the villagers. Got it?
Let's see. Alright.
Ready.
We're gonna send Ingrid out this way for sure.
To work.
Can Shamir kill this guy? No, but they can probably tag team him. Yeah, they can tag team him. I think. Yeah, Tempest Lance for the win. Oh, I did forget to replenish battalions. Oh well, we're gonna make do with what we've got.
Stay focused. That's my cue.
I can't double the crazy villagers. So sad.
Let's get to it. I will prevail.
I'm very excited. We're getting near the time for Hubert to become a dancer, and I look forward to Hubert becoming a dancer. Yeah, I definitely have had many a run of this map where I don't get all the villagers. I don't know if we're going to get them all in this run, because usually I have more units than this. Where you have, like, Catherine with a Thunderbrand that can go take the right side, you know? Whereas Ingrid, I believe, will be able to take the right side, but she's going to be a little slower at it. Although the villagers last a lot longer on hard, so that's nice. The Dread Knight, I believe, does not move on hard mode. Although we also now have our Kill Dread Knight button, so I'm not too pressed about the Dread Knight. I mean, the rules of this run are basically, at this point, pretty simple. They're just that I'm only allowed to use those units that are depicted in the bottom right there. I was allowed to use some other units during the, like, prologue. But now it's pretty much I'm just allowed to use the drafted team and the drafted team only. He is the Death Knight, I'm just saying his name wrong. Hi, Blind Coco. Oh, speaking of Blind Coco, I will be playing Blind Coco's, the demo of Blind Coco's new SRPG, Gales of Nayeli, on stream on Saturday. So come check it out. It should be fun. I'm looking forward to it too. I've been keeping a close eye on all of your previews. And everything I've seen looks awesome, so I'm looking forward to trying it myself.
Let's try.
Damn, Ingrid's kind of got a noodle arm, huh? Noodle Arm may prevent us from getting the last villager. I'm not sure. Because she's not going to be able to kill them super fast. I feel like we're in kind of a golden age of SRPGs right now. I don't think I've ever been able to play so many new SRPGs in such a small period of time before. Especially if you count like ROM hacks and stuff, there's just so much. There's so many SRPGs coming out right now. I love it. Which route is my favorite? I would say my favorite route to play is probably it's probably Blue Lions. Actually, I would say Golden Deer is my favorite to play. I like the story the most in Blue Lions. But I like all the routes. Yes, I too have a lot of respect for people that can sit down and finish making a game, because it's a lot of work. Even just doing, like, I've done a few game jams, which are like, you make a game in a weekend or like 48 hours, and they're really fun, but even that is really hard to finish a game in, like, even a small game in 48 hours. So, like, making something bigger, I feel like, is just such a huge undertaking.
That's the Death Knight. He must be in...
Game jams are fun, though. If any of you ever have an interest in making video games, I definitely recommend trying one if you have the time. Because at least for me, when we finished our first game, it was really rewarding to, like, even though it was a buggy mess, it was really rewarding to get to, like, play a game that we made, you know? So yeah, game jams are cool, and I highly recommend them, especially if, like, you think, like, game dev is something you might be interested in. Because then you get stuff for your portfolio, too. I bet I beat the Cloud map in 5 hours. Some of the part 2 maps are definitely going to be a time. Hi, May. Yeah, we got a lot of Holy Knights. We're a very holy party, which I think is pretty funny for Edelgard route. Doesn't seem quite right. Oh, he does move. I didn't think he moved on hard. Oh my god, leave my villagers alone. Yeah, writing is similarly hard to, I think it's, like, hard to sit down and finish a writing project. I did National Novel Writing Month once. Well, I did it a couple times, but I finished it once. And I felt similarly to that as I did with the game jam. It was really rewarding, and I was glad I did it, but the the product was not the best. Alright. Fuck the villagers, I guess. We're gonna send you to get the chest key because Hubert is my my Death Knight killer. That's alright, we don't need to save the villagers. We're not that altruistic. One of my least favorite things about playing this game on Lunatic, by the way, or I think it's maddening in this game, actually. I think? Maybe it's Lunatic, I'm not sure. There's a couple maps where Geralt is at a very real risk of killing himself, which is a game over condition. And it's really annoying when it happens. Alright, we're gonna back up, because the Death Knight has hands. Yeah, it's a real... Geralt has some real green unit moments in Maddening. I think in hard, it's whatever. He's not that likely to to get himself killed in hard, but... Yeah, it would be hard for the story to go on without Geralt, I would say. What would Byleth do?
No point.
Does one of you want to do, like, a few points of damage? Do you have an offensive gambit? Yeah, but it only does 4 damage? I think I need 5. Who am I marrying this route? I haven't decided yet. Maybe Edelgard. Maybe I'll make marriage selection a dono incentive. Now that we're almost out of classes for people to pick. Am I gonna keep Hubert in the gym outfit? Hubert is going to be in that gym outfit. Unless, wait, did you not get strided? Oh my god, I'm having a disaster. Alright, do this pulse. It's fine.
Stay focused.
This means we have to do the gambit from over here. Hubert will be in that dodgeball outfit. Unless someone does the drip redeem. Because I like him in the dodgeball outfit. Prepare. He's a cutie.
You're...
As you wish. Any experience is worth having.
Alright, Dark Seal that I do not care about.
The Death Knight was just a distraction.
Look, I will get to Solon when I get to him. There are chests to be had over here, Edelgard. Priorities. Yeah, it took him a while to get Dark Spikes. Lysithea gets it a lot earlier. But Hubert gets it eventually.
To work.
Shamir's so good. What a unit. I was to say, Hubert got it recently, and he's got to be around A at this point. Yeah, he's at A, so I think he either got it at B or A.
Have I improved some? That's my cue.
Yeah, I mean, I think in practice you probably want to get Warp before before Dark Spikes. I mean, Dark Spikes is funny for killing the Death Knight, but like you don't really need to. I think you can also do it with Night Kneeler anyway. But there is something fun about Lysithea just murking the Death Knight.
Not
Nice. Okay, not that nice. But at least if it's going to be a 2-stat level up, as long as strength is one of them, I can live with it.
ready.
Go grab us a chest. Giant shell. Yeah, I think Lysithea is one of the most fun units to use in this game. Hi, Lesolf. I do like Engage quite a bit. I think in my tier list, I had it in the pretty good tier. When it came out, I thought it was like top 3 gameplay in the series. Now I think it's more like, you know, top 5 or 6. But it's pretty good. Very fun game. Hi, Irony. Yeah, good enough that people that like Fire Emblem should play it. So there's my very good advice of the day. If you like Fire Emblem, you should play the new Fire Emblem game.
Predictable.
I would say one of the better maddening modes in the series too. Do I think it's the best maddening mode? Maybe. It's a good maddening mode. And I don't always like those. Are there any Fire Emblem games I wouldn't recommend? So, I mean, it depends on who I'm recommending them to, right? Like, if you're a big Fire Emblem fan, like, you love Fire Emblem, I would generally recommend all of them. Like, I would be like, yeah, you should play all the Fire Emblem games. For, like, someone that's just, like, some of the Fire Emblem games, I wouldn't necessarily recommend Revelations. I think certain games will probably be more liked by certain players. Like, some people are really going to like Birthright, but, like, there are some people where I'm like, yeah, you don't need to play Birthright. You're not going to like it that much. But for the most part, I think the quality of Fire Emblem games is pretty high. I would say with old Fire Emblem games, those aren't necessarily right for everyone. Like, when you get into, like, the Gaidens of the world. I really enjoy Gaiden, but it's a game I do not recommend to everybody.
Practice yield.
Colgate Chan does look goofy. I will also say I don't like the story in Engage that much. So, like, if you're into these games for that, you know, that might be... You might not like it as much, but the gameplay is really good.
I've really...
Hey, Vivi, how's it going? Genealogy is an interesting game. I really like Genealogy. It has these, I'm sure you're aware, it has, like, absolutely massive maps. And a lot of people don't like the way gold management works in it. Gold and item management, because there's not traditional trading. But I really like Genealogy. And, more importantly, if you play Genealogy, then you get to play FE5, and FE5 is peak. Am I doing Oops All Mages or something? No, there was a, people could donate $10 to pick a unit's class, and people selected literally everyone to be a mage of some kind. Except for Ingrid, whose class has yet to be determined.
What? If you...
Oh, that was very kind of you to not take my kill, Gerald. You're a good dad. Oh, well, glad you could stop by today, baby. Luna moment. Edelgard is gaming.
I must get
Wyvern, then? Yeah, we might send her
Why
Wyvern.
have you gone after this village? What are you planning?
Remake for Genealogy when? Soon, I hope. Phones is gonna say copium. But soon, I hope.
Wait! Damn it, he's gone.
We let him get away. I'll survey the village. There may still be enemies in hiding.
Alright, we get money. Never enough of that in, Three Houses hard. Hi, Ron. I would agree that FE4 and FE5 definitely have some poorly explained mechanics. Some of that's due to the translations. 5 is better about this now, but the translation for the escape mechanic
Like
used to be really bad. Like, the tutorial
were kept to a minimum.
was like,
They said they weren't picky about who they used as their test subjects.
Fergus asks
Because of
Leaf,
them,
or no, Leaf
people
asks
of
Fergus
Remire
what
Village.
happens if he escapes to the people that are still on the map. And Fergus is like, oh, we'll be fine, don't worry about it. He will not be fine. If you leave people on the map and Leaf escapes, they're gone for a while.
So, you're the Flame Emperor.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad to have you back in real time, Shalakor.
The Death Knight.
Oh, we've met all right. But back to you. You're the one
You're pretty scared of
responsible for the
FE4 and
destruction
5?
of
Well,
this village.
FE4 is nothing to be scared
Do not
of.
get the wrong idea.
FE4 there's a lot of interesting systems, but the game itself, I think, is pretty forgiving. Both parts of the game give you like a couple really broken units that can carry you through the run, even if you're like struggling with some of the mechanics. 5 is a little tougher. I mean, not like so tough that you can't handle it. I promise you can. But 5 is definitely a little trickier than 4. You definitely need to engage with the mechanics a little bit more to be successful in 5.
If left to their own devices, they will commit countless more violent acts like this one. Do you not wish to prevent that? With the sword of the Creator on our side, Solen would not be a threat. Pity, though not unexpected. Pray that you do not live.
Yeah, I would definitely try 4. I promise 4 is not that scary. You're gonna be fine in FE4.
What's wrong, kid?
You're gonna be fine in 5 too, but 5 is like a little scarier than 4.
He's gone. Hey, I've been meaning to talk to you. Since coming to the monastery, you've changed.
Yes, you do need to get back to your FE5 playthrough. Play Peak. It's so good.
You look so happy when you're instructing the brats. Before the monastery, I'd never seen you bear your emotions like that. Not once. Then perhaps it's a good thing we...
Yeah, I would say 4 does benefit from a guide. I don't think you have to have one, but there's definitely some stuff that you just will miss in 4 without a guide. And some of it's pretty good. Like, you will certainly miss Arden's funny item without a guide.
I've put my foot in my mouth, haven't I? Though I suppose it may be nearly that time. Come to my office when you next have a moment to spare. There's something I need to tell you.
Especially if you're like me and Arden just never gets to leave the castle. Poor guy.
I wonder what is hiding in the mist that is your past.
More Fire Emblem games should let me put glasses on the protagonist.
Professor, I don't know if this is appropriate to say, but admirable work out there.
Would I say Thracia is more difficult than Conquest? Nah, Conquest is harder than Thracia, I would say.
Geralt said the same thing. We must try to stay positive, even through the horror. I hear the so-called...
Yeah, the other thing about FE5, I agree with you, Ron. The other thing about FE5 is enemy quality is surprisingly low. Like, I've been playing FE5 0%, and the enemies just aren't that tough.
Do you believe him, Professor?
So, like, it has some tricks. FE5 has some tricks up its sleeve.
But how can you trust someone without...
But it's not as bad as people think.
Even if his words are true,
in terms of difficulty, I would put at least...
should someday reveal his
like, if we're looking at the highest difficulty of games, I would put, like, Awakening Lunatic and Lunatic Plus, Conquest, and FE12 above Thracia. Maybe Shadow Dragon Hard 5 too.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, probably Shadow Dragon Hard 5 too.
No, not at all. If you'll excuse me, Professor.
Look, guys, it's Monica. I wonder when she's gonna join our army.
You did well handling that awful business in Remire Village.
You know, I'm replaying Awakening Lunatic right now, and I'm having more fun with it than I expected to. Awakening has been a game I'm normally not that high on, but I'm having a pretty good time. We'll see if I continue to feel that way after the mid-game, but I'm enjoying the early game. He's gonna join our army in 3 years in another game. True.
How did Tomas escape your gaze?
Tomas came to the monastery 40 years ago by recommendation of House Ordelia of the Alliance.
How do I feel
years
about
ago,
Awakening?
went back to
Well,
House
I think the
O'Doul
early game
before
is pretty
returning to the
fun.
monastery once again just last year.
Frederick,
After having worked
you
with
have to
Edelgard
rely
for
on
decades,
Frederick
why
a
would
lot.
he betray us
You can
now?
do setups where you don't need
Just
to
what
rely
did
on
he
him
hope
to
to
dodge, but you
accomplish?
need to rely on Frederick to do a
Yuritsa
lot.
became a professor at the Officers' Academy
And
because
I
of
don't mind
recommendation
that.
from the Imperial nobility.
For me, I like when
Supposing
in the
that he
early
is
game
the
you
Death
kind of
Knight,
have to
that means that our enemy is an organization
like
that has
protect
taken
your
root in
wimpy
at least
units.
2 territories.
It's the same
In the
reason I
long
actually like
history
Three
of the
Houses
Church of
maddening
Sinners.
early game.
No.
Past the
Long
mid game,
before
I
even
remember
then,
thinking that it
there have been
eventually
an
becomes
endless
like
number of threats
your
to the
OP
peace of
builds come
Odin.
online and the game
Yet
kind of
those who
plays
oppose
itself.
us still
We'll see if I
operate in
still feel that
shadows.
way in this
Their
playthrough.
identity's a mystery. I believe that Solon and the Death Knight
No,
are
I
merely
totally
one
get you,
part
Vivi.
of a
That's
much
me with
larger
everything
whole.
that's not Fire Emblem.
threat
I'm
to
good
the
at finishing
peace.
Fire Emblem games, but
That means we have no choice.
anything
We have to
else is
stop them
tough
all.
for me. Although I'm playing Baldur's Gate right now, and I'm having a pretty good time with that. I think I'll probably finish that game.
I have truly come to
I am
rely
on
I believe that the
chapter
monastery
8 or
will
9
remain
right now
safe
in my
so long
Awakening
as we have
playthrough.
you. We do not yet know the enemy's objective or
Crom is
whereabouts.
actually surprisingly good in the
Please
early
devote
game. His
yourself to
bases are
preparing for whatever
solid.
comes next.
And being good in early game Awakening means like he can do a little fighting in the early
Professor,
game and it doesn't take too long
please wait.
before he becomes like a somewhat
I know there
self-sufficient
is
unit.
much
Like
that
I
I
can
still
go have him
do
fight
not
1 or 2
understand.
enemies now.
However, one thing is clear. You
But
possess
basically the only
great
units that I'm really using for
I
combat
believe that you
are
are
Crom,
destined to be a
Robin,
source of
and
great
Frederick
hope
at this
for all.
point.
In any case, I expect great things from you. Walk this world proudly, dear Professor. May the goddess Sothis protect you.
The goddess Sothis?
Yeah, I need to play
that
Conquest
what she just
Lunatic.
said?
I've only beaten Conquest on up to hard,
Is something the matter?
which was very fun. I enjoyed it, so I'll probably enjoy Lunatic too. How is it possible that Byleth has never heard the
I
name
see.
of the goddess?
Sothis is the goddess's true name. Please do not use it carelessly. Farewell.
Even if they didn't know it before coming to the church,
not
it
say
seems
something that you may
impossible
regret.
that they wouldn't know it now. Like, they've been working at this monastery for
What
so
exactly
long,
am I?
and then it, like, functionally
let's leave
Jesus
this
never
place.
came up.
Please, go.
Hi, Solomon. Like, I know that Geralt never taught them anything, but, like, how has it not come up at the monastery at some point?
Part 1. White Clouds. Ethereal Moon. The Cause of Sorrow.
You know what? I guess you're right, Raphael. It's
No
more like
stars will still glimmer
it
in
is
the
kind of
crisp
like
winter
Christianity
air.
where
The
they
Blue Sea
say
Star has gone back
God
into
and
hiding.
not like
Legend states
like
that
Yahweh,
the goddess
right?
prays for
Like it's
peace
more like
for
that.
home in the heavens. In the town of Garreg-Mach, the anniversary of the monastery's completion nears, and the people's prayers intensify.
Yeah, Conquest is really
ahead of the
cool.
Millennium Festival.
Conquest has like
5
so
years
much to
hence.
sink your teeth into that like I find it a little intimidating. Like there's so much planning you have to do, and well, you don't have to do so much planning, especially not like on the lower difficulties. But like it feels like you're really rewarded for doing a lot of planning, which is cool. But also requires you to have like a little more knowledge of the game than I do, I think. But at some point I'll sit down and plan a lunatic run.
Sorry to trouble you.
Why did I give Alois flowers? I mean, I do love him, but he's not going to be in our army.
We are planning a grand ball for this month. I'm sure the students will be most pleased.
Yes, certainly.
Remind me what
However,
a
we
heart
must not
seal
devote all
swap
of our time
means
to
again,
frivolity.
Irony. I know you've
We have a new
explained this
mission.
to me before, but what is
We
it
have
again?
found evidence of someone sneaking into an unused chapel.
It is a building that was once a temporary sanctuary, at a time when the monastery was under renovation.
This month, Your class is tasked with guarding the chapel and investigating these intruders.
See, I actually feel like
The recent
Awakening
state
on
of
higher
affairs surrounding the
difficulties
Holy Church.
is
We cannot afford
like
to
less
overlook any
easy to
abnormality,
break
no
than
matter
some
how
other Fire
seemingly
Emblem
trivial.
games, because a lot of Fire Emblem games
I
just
am
like
ordering a siege
give you the
unit
really
to
broken
assist
unit,
you
right?
to
Like in
ensure the
FE7
safety
you
of
just
students.
have Marcus for the
In
whole
times
game,
like these,
and in 8 you just have Seth for the whole
always
game. But
expect
like,
the worst.
I feel like on Awakening Lunatic and Lunatic Plus, you do actually need to like build up one of those growth units.
Reporting for
And
duty.
eventually it gets to the point where they just dominate maps, but it does
I
take a
thought you
while
two
to
could
get
use
there.
the time to bond. And to speak of important matters.
Like,
Appreciate
it takes a minute before Robin becomes, like,
Bear
the
in
big
mind
ball of
that Gerald
stats that
has a
dominates the
separate
game.
mission of his own. He will join you once he has finished it.
Frederick is not powerful
true.
to the
I'll be
same
away
extent
from the
Marcus
monastery.
and Seth are, though.
But when I
Like,
return, I'll come.
I don't know. I feel like I need to do more
be
work
looking
in
forward to
Awakening to get to the point where I can, just turn my brain off. Elise has big strength. That's fun. I like the idea of Elise with big strength.
Okay.
Nope.
Alright, we got some flowers. Getting that professor level up. Becoming a better educator by gardening. Yeah, I'll have to check for the updates on the Discord. By the way, those of you that are not in the Discord, we have a Discord. You'll find a link to it in the video description. Come hang out with us. It's a good time. We play Fire Emblem and recently Xenoblade. Oh, and recently we've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! In there. That's been kind of fun. We watched the Mako Tsunami episode yesterday, which is
I hope you're
just
up for a
peak
challenge.
television. Yeah, the original run of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so funny. It's just incredible. My favorite part of it is that the show was written before the, like, the rules of the card game. So it's really just, stuff just happens in the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it doesn't matter. I mean, in the Mako Tsunami duel, Yugi attacks the moon. I'm gonna say even the knights, because it upsets Gilbert.
Unlike the monks, some are in quite unique circles. I have a request.
He's like, it's gotta be a student. You don't know that. Alright, let's see if we can win the duel now. Here, let's, Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's get on axes, because swords we actually couldn't do any damage to the enemy. The enemy! I don't know why I'm saving. It's not like I'm gonna scum this even if we lose. Oh my god, we still can't hurt the student! She's too powerful. One day we'll win that duel. Yeah, that Armor Knight watched the problem with Armor Knight's video and was like, I heard you were talking shit. I'm unstoppable. And they're right, I cannot beat them.
Before each the student who it is a very... May I ask a favor of you?
Ah, white heron time. It is time for Hubert to discover his passion. Where are you, Hubert? Actually, someone told me that Dorothea says something funny if you, like, talk to her and, like, deny her being the representative. Where are you, Dorothea? Seems like you might be out front. Dorothea. Wait, where is she? Am I blind?
Hey. What?
Catherine. Oh, is she in the garden? Or is she right here? She's right here.
I wonder if Remireville... So many dead. So much...
I'm sorry, Professor. I'm talking about it's a big dance contest between the classes, and I simply adore dance. What? Why not me?
Wait, that wasn't funny. That was sad. She's so disappointed.
Hi. Impressive. Nice work.
Where are you, Hubert? Okay, there's Annette. Probably above. Oh, other way. Big Spoon being Raphael is the least shocking thing ever. You're not wrong, Terminette. Ah, there you are, Hubert.
Another month full of... What is the objective of and what makes Flame so On a lighter note, I've heard you've yet to choose a class representative for the White Heron Cup. It's not something I'm interested in, but if no one else
see, he's a
wants to
team
do it,
player.
then I will show
He's
them
like,
the
he's not even like, I won't do it. He's like, if no one else wants to do it, I will.
How very whimsical of you.
What a guy.
I suppose I'll have to do what I can.
What a guy.
To think I'd be rehearsing my dance.
Wait, he's taking this in such good spirits. I love this. I wasn't expecting Hubert to be, I was expecting him to be more unhappy about the dance competition. Look at him go. Okay, that's enough. Enjoy your +5
A little
charm.
less grotesque now.
Oh my god. That's so funny. Alright, and then his charm is plenty high, right? I think 13 is the number we need to hit. I'm also pretty sure Manuela will just tell
I hear
us.
you've chosen your... On an average year, the winning contestant has about...
Okay, yeah,
Charm
he's
is
gonna blow the competition out of the water. I do love Hubert's vampire motif. I'm a big fan of vampires myself.
I was at a... She appeared out of nowhere. Dancing. We soon fell in love. So, whenever I see people...
Oh, you can't teach me horse. Where's dear old dad? He can teach me horse. Or is he not around at the moment? I think Gilbert can too. No, Hubert is a true homie.
It cannot be.
Alright, and then is dad not around this chapter? He might not be. Alright, we're gonna do choir practice because we need faith on like 8,000 units. Let's see, you need faith. Where's Shamir? You don't like this, but you're coming anyway because you need faith. Is there any meta regarding who to make your dancer in Three Houses? I bet there is.
Is this necessary?
But I don't know what it is. I know Marianne is a popular choice. But yeah, I'm not the most informed on the Three Houses meta. I know a few concepts about it, but I am far from an expert.
Thank you very much.
The only games I would say where I know like quite a bit about the meta is FE8 and then like FE7 and like I would say I have like a pretty good handle on FE5 as well. And Shadow Dragon. Those would be my four that I would say I know a decent amount about.
That's right. The area. It wasn't. Does that? That's. People call it.
All right, as a productive month or a productive week. I will say one thing that I think would have made Three Houses a lot more enjoyable for me, or at least this part of Three Houses. I wish that you could set up, because I feel like you can't really pick auto-instruct because the auto-instruct does nonsense. I wish you could just like set some preset instructions and be like, okay, like do what I did last month, you know?
I won't.
I think that would be nice. Oh, right, you're a Wyvern. Let's get your axe rank up. So you can hopefully pass that exam.
Not as hard. Nope.
Where is Holy Knight? I want to check my needs for Holy Knight. Okay, Faith just needs to get to B+ on these guys. Okay. It's gonna take 7 years for Shamir, but she'll get there eventually.
That. That.
I think you get Frozen Lance at A. And I like Frozen Lance.
That.
May I am appreciated.
Whose birthday is it? Bernadetta? Sorry, you're not on the team, so I do not care.
Come,
Okay.
But I am sorry
Good enough, Professor?
that Twitter hit you with a rock that one time. That was unfortunate for you.
I'm certain I've improved.
Technique never betrays.
There was a whole thing on Twitter where, do you guys, at one point, they released, like, figures for a few Three Houses characters. It was like 6 of them. It was like all the house leaders. It was Lysithea.
Nope.
It was Bernadetta. And it was one other unit who I can't remember. It was someone on the Blue Lions.
No.
I'm pretty sure. And someone made a Twitter post where they were like, if this gets however many likes, I will smash the Bernadetta figure with a rock. And then it did. And then they did. And it was all of my Twitter timeline for, I would say, 4 or 5 days. There was no escaping. Yes, Felix was the other one.
You have my thanks.
So yes, I have seen an unreasonable amount of discourse about Bernadetta and rocks.
That looks When I think of the past, it makes me grateful for things.
Honestly, Fire Emblem Twitter, I actually think is good most of the time. I do think anytime, like, you use Twitter, you need to, like, aggressively use the mute function. But, like, if you just mute people when they're being annoying, then pretty quickly you will have a timeline full of people who are not annoying. Hubert, why don't you like anything? Can you just like food?
While I have little...
I don't like being hit on during a meal.
I mean, whether you should use Twitter or not is a personal decision, but I honestly think if you're willing to do a little curation of your experience, then Twitter can be fine. But you do need to do that curation. You need to mute people when they're annoying, and you need to follow people that you like. But I think if you do that, Twitter can be a fine place to be.
I appreciate.
But I don't blame anyone that doesn't want to do that.
I want some. Sure.
Oh, did you not like that?
Thank you.
There we go.
Before the ball, each house, the student, it is the...
Let's see, Manuela can also hook me up with some faith.
I hear on an average year, charming.
And then we'll get some riding from Gilbert. We're gonna get to Holy Night. It's gonna happen. Eventually. And here, we'll go to the choir, because we need that faith. Edelgard and Shamir both really struggle with faith, so that's who we're gonna bring. Even if they hate it.
Our voices are all over the place. We must learn to work together in harmony.
Is this necessary? I'll sing if I must.
Yes, Fire Emblem is certainly a game with plenty of discourse. We are not a discourse-free community, that much is for sure. What's the month that I need to make sure I talk to Edelgard? Lest we not be allowed to do the route. I know it's coming up soon. And I want to make sure I don't miss it, because that would be terrible. Start working on your axe rank, friend. Okay, so it's coming up.
I'm certain I...
Okay, you're doing fine on riding.
Nope.
One day you will learn to be good at white magic.
I'm getting it.
Oh, getting Shamir's faith up is depressing. Oh wait, you're fine. We don't need to change your focus. You we can get on axe and flying. In case we decide to take you, Wyvern. Yeah, I should just talk to her every month. The reason I was asking is because I know I didn't talk to her yet this month, and I was like, oh god, it's not this month, is it? But I'm pretty sure it's not.
Thank you for gathering here on the eve of the highly anticipated ball to bear witness to the Academy.
Wait, are they really all bad at Faith? I knew Shamir was. Kind of makes sense that Shamir was bad at Faith. I didn't realize that everyone else was, too.
The competition will be judged by the acclaimed.
Yes.
Last but not least, the three of us swear, and with that, contestants, are you ready? Very well.
All right, everybody, get ready for Hubert's star-studded performance. I like that he says time and then they have like a boxing-esque bell.
Oh my. The golden keep practice.
I vote for the Black Eagle, the way you carried yourself.
Great feat, and I will announce the
He did it!
I am not sure the judges are in their right minds.
Once more, please give a big round of applause for our talented participants.
Aren't we so proud of our Hubert? It is possible to lose.
Mission complete.
It is possible to lose the dance competition, but like, you have to have pretty bad charm, because the threshold is 13. And whoever you send to the dancing competition gets +5.
Let's
so
put this to the test.
You have to have pretty low charm for it to not work out for you.
I appreciate your effort.
Alright, let's do some certs. Oh, I don't do a cert. I just change your class, right? That's how it works. Dorothea, are you allowed to attempt Wyvern yet? No, because your axe rank is pathetic. Sag. Alright, we are gonna get these guys to Holy Night eventually. Here, let's tackle some paralogs. I've been putting these off. Are any of these unavailable soon? This one is the soonest to not being available anymore, so let's knock this one out. Ooh, I could have made Dorothea a brigand. I'll do that next week.
What was that name again? Oh, this is frustrating me to no end. I simply can't recall. Oh, I have it. Xanadu. That's it. It was not long ago that we were there. And still, I somehow managed to forget. Well, that place brought back some fragments.
Yes, it is really funny that you can go to the monastery to learn how to be a brigand.
I feel we must
and that you have to take a test to do so. You know, the brigand test.
You are right. For as the saying
To
goes,
see if you're
there's
prepared
no
to
time
pillage.
like the present.
Our professor is sneaking off alone. Where to, I wonder?
I don't recall hearing of any such plans for our class.
Well, maybe it's none of your businesses, Edelgard and Hubert.
Yes.
How about leaving Byleth alone?
It extra training.
Yes, it is all coming back to me. This structure. Oh, but it's as though my memories are clouded. The most important pieces are obscured.
PhD stands for Pillaging House Diploma. Very good.
I once called this home. I have no doubt. I seem to recall something on the other side of that wall. I cannot see it, but I can still feel it. It is not my imagination. I know this to be true. We are already deep within this valley.
What's up, Storm? It is Wednesday, my dudes. God bless. Jujanus bless, even.
This is no time to joke around. Do not pretend you didn't hear. Look, there.
Yeah, the brigand test probably should be hosted by the DLC Abyss section. The monster scream is me when I'm hungry. Tonight for dinner, I had these, like, frozen, like, teriyaki fake chicken. And my favorite thing about, like, vegan chicken is they feel like they have to come up with a new name for it. Like, they can't call it a nugget. So they're like, your pre-cooked chicken morsels. I'm like, ah, yes, the morsels.
This suits me well.
I don't think I've done my skills in a minute, so I probably have some shitty ones on. Let's fix them. We certainly don't need brawling prowess. You don't need that. Okay, I think Shamir has, like, no bows. Let's get her a bow. And then combat arts we should do, too. I haven't looked at those in a minute. Ooh, shove. Let's have shove. Let's get Frozen Lance in here for sure. Reposition. Replenish. Don't mind if I do.
Come back.
What kind of unit would the Jujanus be? I feel like he would be like the Demon King at the end of FE8. Like he would be some giant boss monster. Because how can you defeat the Jujanus? You can't. Yeah, I would say, like, it's definitely depending on where you are in the world. Doing the whole vegan thing can be pretty tough. When I was in Austin, Texas, that was when it was the easiest. But Austin had some other issues. Namely being in Texas. Fomortis Jujanus, true.
What is it now?
Fomortis cannot be stopped.
Those hungry wolves.
That's not true, actually. Fomortis is pretty easy to stop.
Fight our way out.
Shamir is a priest because I have to make her a holy knight. Oh, look at all the oomfies.
It's good we've caught up with the professor, but this situation is hard to put.
Wolves to the front, hawks to the rear.
A wild beast at that.
If we can't prevail over that demonic beast, the first thing we need to do is reunite with our professor. The wolves are
Well, it
closing
doesn't help that Fomortis wastes his first turn. Oh. Is this treasure chest important? Because I don't have a chest key. Let me look up what's in this treasure chest. Because, do not have a chest key. Oh, it has the knowledge gem, yeah. Hold on. We're gonna go buy a chest key. Just use Ash Forehead. True!
Well,
This is my consequence for not drafting him.
thanks a bunch. Come back.
Here, we can just give that to, here, Leonie, you can carry the chess key. I entrust this job to you. Or actually, I entrust this job to Ingrid because Ingrid can fly. Yes, I remember this paralogue being a mess on Maddening.
The first thing.
Granted, a lot of paralogues are a mess on Maddening.
Ready.
Remind myself how this works. Ah, you just get more skill experience. Yep.
I will prevail.
Let's get to it.
As you wish.
To work.
Good gambit.
That's my cue.
Yes, I would say skill experience is definitely going to help us get to some of these advanced classes a bit quicker.
I'll grow a strong.
I gotta agree with you, Storm. We do stand Hilda, or at least I stand Hilda. What a character. Oh my god, he's gonna have 1 health? Unlucky.
Stay focused.
Well, not unlucky, but... Yes, Hilda is the pink-haired girl. The one that goes, Hilda, Hilda, Hilda.
Be mindful.
Got any accuracy in it? Here, that one's not too bad. Hi, Palpa. Yeah, Hilda's a pretty fun unit. I enjoy that whole, the whole little girl, big axe archetype.
Stay focused.
Yeah, I should have just broke all the shields, you're right. Gotta love Monster Blast. And gotta love Shamir. What a unit. Oh, why did I attack with Hubert? I forgot he's a dancer now. AVSI Princess. True, they did add Hilda to Pokemon. What, which Tales game is, Persea? Symphonia. Why am I forgetting this character? It's been a long time since I've played Symphonia. That being said, I probably did like them. I liked most Symphonia characters. Does Lissa qualify as that trope? I feel like no, because, like, maybe in Warriors, but, like, in the base game, like, that's not, like, her default class, right? Like, she never has to have an axe. It's just, like, a thing you can give her. Oh, look at you not having any weapons. I'm gonna have to get you some new ones before the next map, huh? Or Byleth might have some he can hand over. Or she can hand over. It's illegal to not choose War Cleric. Well, but what if you just never promote her, you know? Although I have been playing Awakening recently, and I will definitely be promoting Lissa. No! So sad. I will definitely be promoting Lissa. Because she's already practically at promotion level just from all of the healing I've been doing. It's just as illegal to bench her. You bench Lissa, believe it or not, straight to jail.
I'm good now.
I love using Lissa in Warriors because she has that ability where she just like rolls forward with her axe, and it's always very funny to me.
I'm in.
Do these guys not move on hard? They move on maddening, right? Pretty sure. Any lances in the convoy? Here, you can use the Blessed Lance. Okay, we're not going to do that attack. But yeah, I haven't played Tales of Symphonia since I was a kid. I'll have to play it again one of these days. Look at him go!
Thanks so much.
Yeah, I forgot to re-gear her. So she doesn't really have any weapon durability. Oh, there, we got a javelin. We'll give her that javelin. I forgot to repair them. It was an oopsie.
More hawks.
Is this kill boss? Yeah, it's kill boss. I kind of like that everyone's a healer. Makes it very easy to get all of my heals in. This is like when I missed the B button in Xeno. Oh my goodness. I'm never gonna live down missing the B button in Xeno sometimes. Look, sometimes I don't know the B button is coming, okay? Sometimes it surprises me. Ghost! Alright, let me get the scared lizard. The scared lizard is my favorite lizard. What about missing the A button in rain code? I make no apologies for that. QuickTime events suck.
Soren!
Soren!
Thank you.
You go, Shamir.
I'll grow as strong as I can.
Xeno 2 has a lot of QTEs, but if you hit them, the announcer goes, "Excellent!" I'm not gonna lie, I do like that. That is going to motivate me to hit more QuickTime events, I'm pretty sure. Can you get to the other side? Or is that too much, even with stride? Yeah, it's too much.
Got your back.
Alright, at least, if they're at least funny, that's a plus, but I'm probably not gonna miss the QTEs when they go away, if I'm being honest. I'm not the biggest QTE fan in the world. Except in, like, they're kind of funny in Resident Evil sometimes. My god, the hit rates on this guy are depressing. Must be nice being a big bird with big evasion. But I do appreciate that the birds are big wimpy babies. The wolves I'm like mildly more concerned about, but the birds, big wimpy babies. Good job, Ingrid. Shamir suffers from "you look like I already moved you" syndrome, I would say. A terrible affliction that affects many Fire Emblem characters.
Practice.
Oh, nice, we get some battalion endurance back. Not enough Clujanis. Well, every game that isn't Xeno suffers from not enough Clujanis. There's no game that couldn't benefit from a little more Clujanis. The Aaron curse. True. Hey, I mean, if you can break down the barriers safely, it's like a nice thing to do. It's always nice to get, like, free supplies.
We'll work together.
I think that is fine for you. You're going to... Oh, you're going to do nothing. You've become confused, and you're going to hurt yourself in your confusion. Easy kill for Ingrid. Get her a level.
Have I improved?
Hey, strength level up. God bless.
Think this through.
That is the best you can hope to offer this poor lost.
Oh, nice crit.
We must all do our part.
All right, 4 stats, but could have been better stats besides defense. But I don't mind the defense. That one's not bad.
This
Take him down, Shamir.
Not what I was.
That's not what I was
Our work
hoping
is
for
done.
either,
Let
Shamir.
us
That could have been
return.
better.
But what was that demonic beast doing within the Red Canyon?
Yes, Brigand Dorothea and repair weapons.
I'm glad that you are safe, Professor.
It was rather reckless of you to venture out
Well,
alone.
actually, we're gonna have to do one more.
suppose
We
we
have one more
cannot without
paralogue
permission
before
too.
we can do
If we all
Brayden
wish to
Dorothea,
avoid
right? Because we can't do
Perhaps we can all agree
we can't
that
do her
came out
cert
here for an
until we're done with the
extracurricular
paralogues.
activity. Let's leave it at that.
Still, I would like to know what brought you to this valley in the first place.
Oh dear, I put us in a bit of danger there. We are most fortunate that those delinquents followed us. You very nearly met your end. What a marvelous professor you must be for all your students to be so concerned.
So I bought some Skittles the other day, and I have a complaint. They used to. So back when I was a kid, the green Skittle was lime. And then they changed it to green apple, and they made a big deal out of that. And I got used to green apple. I was like, okay, green apple is now the green Skittle to me. But now I feel like they keep switching. Like sometimes it's the original lime up, and sometimes it's the green apple. And I'm like, can you just pick one? And or give me both. But I don't like how they keep changing it.
How curious. You seem to have grown stronger. And all thanks to our journey to Xanadu. It really was worth all that effort.
Being colorblind means every Skittle is a mystery. But still, that means sometimes you have, sometimes green apple is included in the mystery, and sometimes lime is included in the mystery.
We got a lot out of this trip.
But they keep changing it.
It was a bother for a spell, but in the end, I feel we should think fondly of our little trip. We actually had a delightful time, wouldn't you say?
Ooh, 1 umbral steel. We're gonna be rich. Let's do the Alois and Shamir paralogue. This one's kind of fun. You don't think you've eaten a Skittle in over a year? Skittles are one of my faves. I don't eat them too often because, you know, it's candy. You can't eat it too often. But I do like them.
And that is our situation.
But with so few knights, we'll surely... Ah, Professor. Excellent timing.
Alois, you're not going to suggest we send students, are you?
I am, actually. Do you have a problem with that?
I do. We can't send them out.
Nope, Skittles are vegan.
I'm sure I can
There's
get
a
it going.
couple big
I'll just say
mainstream
the
vegan
students have a
candies,
new
and a
field
couple of
training
them are
opportunity
surprising.
or something like
Skittles are vegan.
Besides,
Sour Patch Kids are
We're not
vegan,
going to
but
let
only
them
in
get
America.
killed by
In Europe, they're made
pirates.
with gelatin, but not in America. Same with Swedish Fish. And then I believe, if I remember correctly,
pirates causing
dots
havoc
are
in the port
vegan,
of Deirdre,
which is
the
surprising
center
to
of
me
House Regan's
because you
territory.
would think that those
The
would have
Merchants
gelatin in them.
Association sent a request via the Eastern Church asking for protection.
You haven't heard of the Eastern Church? I suppose it's because they don't have much of a presence.
The Eastern Church controls Eastern Fodlan. They don't have a
Naturally, chocolate's the really hard one.
So,
unless you
incidents
make
like
it
this,
yourself,
they
you can really only
customarily
get
ask
like
for
the
help from the Central
Omega
Church.
dark
I
chocolate
imagine
bars,
they
which
want
are a
to
little
contribute
too
to make
bitter
their
for me.
presence known in the
So I make my
Be
own
that as it may, we
chocolate
knights are
candy.
quite busy. We don't have personnel to spare. Therefore, we're enlisting your help.
You should have some experience.
Oh,
killing
my
pirates
my
from
mom
mercenary
loved those
days,
little
right?
water flavoring packets. I used to use them when I was a kid.
The
We
students
had
have
like
dealt with
little.
pirates,
I think
so
we had
there
the
shouldn't be a problem for them.
the
Come
Kool-Aid
with us, won't you?
packets that made it into
Think
fruit
of it
punch.
as a training exercise. The Merchants
And when I was a
Association
kid,
will
I thought
reward
that
us
was the coolest
handsomely.
thing. All right, see you later,
We don't
May.
have time
Thanks
for
for hanging out,
Let's take
and
care of
hope you
this
enjoy your maddening run. Hi, Akira. I'm so FE8 pilled that I read scared as sacred. I was like, what do you mean the sacred lizard? Okay, let's repair my battalions. Let's forge and repair some items as well.
Is that the one?
Yes,
Thanks
give
a
me
bunch.
the steel bow plus. Hank is probably fine for one more chapter.
Is that the one?
We're also
Thanks
gonna
a
buy
bunch.
Ingrid a new Iron Lance, I do believe. Well, actually, we can just give her one of Leonie's.
Come back.
We're gonna give that knowledge gem. I guess to Shamir. I feel like her and Edelgard are the ones that kind of need it the most. Play the maddening FE8 ROM hack. I do need to try that at some point. I bet I'll enjoy it. I heard that it does the split armies thing, which I think is kind of neat. So I at least need to try it for that. Alright, we'll have the girl bosses down there to deal with that. And we'll send these guys up here. And Alois is very conveniently a green unit, so he can make some contributions without breaking the draft rules.
Tremble before us! We are the great navy of Almyra. Resist, and we'll burn this town to the ground!
Oh, the Dove chocolate squares are good. I buy those for my fiance sometimes.
They're obviously bluffing, but it seems to be working on the merchants. Shall we?
It's the knights! Please, save us! We'll reward you handsomely! It would be a disaster if they attacked our shops. Please, don't let them into town.
We've got you. Leave it to the Knights of Seros.
What is this, kill boss? Yeah.
I will prevail. Let's get to it.
Interesting. I didn't know that, Shalakor. So I guess I don't make chocolate candy. I make almost chocolate candy.
That's my cue.
Kill every last one of them!
Every last one of them! Where's Angry? There's Angry.
To work.
Interesting. I didn't know, I didn't realize there were so many rules about what's legally considered chocolate. That's interesting. Oh, for a second I thought Alois, like, was randomly missing health, but no, his foot is just on his health bar. Yeah, I mean, we're on hard, so Edelgard one rounding is not too surprising. I think this is fine. I think they can just take all of these hits and be fine. Yeah. Ain't nothing to worry about.
Ready and able.
Oh, I do control him? Oh, well then I can't use you. Sorry, Alois.
Missed.
Alois frustrates you in this paralogue. Sadly for Alois, we will not even be using him in this paralogue, for it is illegal. Here, let me take out these archers, that way Ingrid can come in and contribute. Oh, it's interesting that they classify coconut as a tree nut. I thought coconuts were technically not nuts. I thought coconuts were aren't they a fruit? Or are they both? Is that a thing? Can you be both? I don't really know the rules of coconuts. Look at him go! He's so fetching. Okay, so it's just that they have overlap. I was gonna say, I didn't think coconuts were nuts. The reason that I was pretty sure coconuts weren't nuts, my dad sent me... Hi, it's Charm. My dad once sent me a YouTube link to a song called the Coconut Song.
I want to...
And I swear for like a week or two after he sent it to me, he sang that song all the time. But now he like says he doesn't remember the song, which is fascinating to me. And I can't tell if he actually doesn't remember it, or if he is just tricking me. Oh my god, Dorothea's gonna die. Or is Edelgard gonna die? No, she's fine. But in the Coconut Song, they make a point to point out that the coconut is not a nut. Does the Wyvern even attack? He do. Yeah, I mean, it's 3 houses, so we could see the preview of who he was gonna hit. That was how I knew Dorothea was gonna die. I think it was just because she had Thoron on, because I'm guessing he doesn't double her without Thoron. Yeah. Although he does hit her for 8 million damage. Do you put the lime in the coconut? I put the lime in the coconut. Not only do I put the lime in the coconut, I even mix it all up. That has been something that I'm known to do. Yeah, Leonie's doing okay. I mean, she's fast enough to double things, which is nice. Not all the things, like she didn't double that Wyvern. But she's fast enough that she doubles some things, which has been pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, Ingrid's kind of depressing. She is struggling. But here, she can get a kill here. But she doesn't even get that much from it because these guys are pretty low level. Damn, no crit. Sag. Alright, let me just trundle my 4-move girl squad onto the boat here. See, macarons are always,
Too slow.
frustrating for me, because I feel like they look really tasty, and then I eat them, and I'm like, you're not as tasty as you looked to be. I always want them to be just a little tastier than they actually are. They're incredibly pretty, though. I like looking at them, but then I have to remind myself that I don't actually like eating them, so that I don't buy any. Well, also, I don't think I generally can eat them now. So, you know, that kind of solves that problem. But even back when I could. Let's speed things up a bit.
So nice of you.
Vroom, vroom.
It's a long road.
Hello, Hitman. How are you doing today? Have you done any hits lately?
Nice try.
Have I improved some?
Oh
Smash up the
my goodness.
If they attack.
I wasn't thinking the Wyvern was gonna do that. But I think I get 5 turns. I can probably just kill the boss in 5 turns.
That's not good.
Honestly, I find most everything annoying.
Alright, annoyed lizard. Is this angry? Yeah, this is angry. Where's annoyed? Here's annoyed. Played through Raincode. What did you think of Raincode? I'm like... I don't know what percentage through Raincode I'm at right now, but I have been playing Raincode. Here, I'm gonna use this because we're in a bit of a hurry here. Boss doesn't move, that's fine.
will.
Ooh, what were your top tier desserts, Princess? Yeah, that's my impression too. It definitely has a lot of that Danganronpa DNA in it. But you know, like a detective game. Get his ass, Ingrid. And I think we're gonna try to just end the map next turn, and then we don't have to worry about the Wyvern being in the way. Let's see, bubble tea, lemon bars, key lime pie, brownies, creme brulee. I'm definitely with you on some of those. I do love key lime pie, and I love lemon bars. Definitely with you on those ones.
Heist.
Okay, cool. We can kill the commander this turn. So let's just farm some experience. Alright, let's end the map.
Such power dwells.
Good job, Hank.
Well, that's over with. They were a lot more trouble than I expected.
Thank you so much. Here's your reward.
Yeah, honestly, Hitman, I do think Three Houses is like a little better if you give it some time to breathe between playthroughs. Like, I think a lot of people got tired of repeating the first part of the game because they played it like 4 times in a row. And I think that's it's not as noticeable if you give it a little time in between each playthrough. So, I mean, that might be for the best.
My, thank you so much.
Good gracious, I didn't expect it to become such a large-scale battle.
It seems they caused the merchants unnecessary confusion by disguising themselves as Almirans.
We taught the pirates a lesson, though. That should calm them down a bit. I know this was more than you signed up for, but you really saved us.
Thanks for your help. This can't be how you were expecting your day to go.
Patient and understanding, just like Captain Gerald. We owe you a token of our appreciation, I think. Take the reward from the Merchants Association. Share it with your students if you like.
Take it. We'll collect our reward from the Eastern Church. Besides,
Good, we need that
Arliss
cash,
would never keep it for himself.
and I'm happy to get that robe.
Of course not. We knights serve as the sword and shield of Saint Saros herself. We pride ourselves on our integrity. We reject all rewards that are not perfectly legitimate.
In other words, he's a coward who would feel guilty and lose sleep over it.
I love both of these characters.
That's also one of his many merits.
Oh,
Shamir,
they're
you
sweet.
don't mince words. Though it does seem like you've learned how to show a little respect.
Must have learned that from you.
I don't remember teaching you that. Anyway, Professor, keep the compensation. I'd say you've earned it.
So, weird analogy,
Those
I would say that
merchants
Three
really need your
Houses
help.
is a somewhat
For all the
polarizing
buying
game.
and selling they do, they're not so
It's
good
kind of
at
tough because, like,
trading
I feel like
blows.
there's the community perception, as in, like, like the in-fandom perception of like people that are like on Twitter, on Reddit, etc. And then there's like kind of the, for lack of a better term, like the normie perception, right? Of like, and it's like people that maybe they just played one Fire Emblem, maybe they've played a couple. And I think the general perception of Three Houses is pretty positive. In like the more dedicated community, it seems definitely a little more controversial lately. But I think overall, it's like mostly still positive, but definitely more controversial than when it came out for sure. I don't know. I don't think most people that play Fire Emblem are on Reddit at all. Look at like how many people are subbed to the Fire Emblem subreddit. Consider that it's an even smaller portion of that are active in post. And then look at how many people play Three Houses. Like how many copies it sold. Hey, Yogesh.
Swarm Lady Edelgard. I will admit, Edelgard is adorable. However, when it comes to elegance on the dance,
it's like the same thing with Awakening, where like I feel like the in-community perception is like pretty mid, right? Like a lot of people don't like Awakening, kind of in the community spaces. But outside of that, I feel like people love Awakening. Like everyone I talk to that like plays Fire Emblem casually like adores Awakening.
Maybe I should participate as well.
Not me. Catch me dancing at a ball any sooner than you'd catch a fish swimming through the sky.
Well, you do tend to flop around like a fish on the land after all.
Why would you say that? Now I feel like a fish on a skillet.
On a skillet. Never mind.
Speaking of the ball, do we get to pick who we dance with?
Yes, my point is not that the community is always wrong or always doesn't align with like broader perceptions, just that like when we look at like Twitter and Reddit and Discord, it's like a microcosm of a microcosm, right? So like you got to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt.
No, that's not really the point.
I will not be as a fish upon the flame.
See, I'm a bit of a White Clouds defender. Okay. I really think it's not a big deal that it's repetitive because like most Fire Emblem games, the entire game is repetitive, but like nobody says that like FE7 has bad replay value because the maps are the same, right?
I've heard the magnitude of the festivities.
So I get that complaint when it comes from like people that don't usually replay Fire Emblem games, because like Three Houses is a game that encourages you to replay it more than other Fire Emblem games. But like when I talk to like other big Fire Emblem fans that are replaying games all the time, I don't feel like White Clouds is really different than
I have faith that all of us will gather and celebrate
than any other Fire Emblem game.
That's assuming the professor is still here in 5 years and not enjoying a cozy early retirement.
I think really another part of it is a lot of people just don't like the White Clouds maps, and then I'm like, okay, the problem isn't really that you have to keep playing it. The problem is that you don't like it, right?
Even if the Millennium Festival should be cancelled, I promise to return.
Yes, my point was not that people don't enjoy replaying Three Houses. It was just that a lot of the people that like will say that like it's a problem that White Clouds has the same maps, like don't have that problem with other Fire Emblem games, but it's the same maps in other Fire Emblem games too. So I think for them, the actual problem is just that they don't like White Clouds. But like they don't, I think it's not always articulated in the best way. I think Fire Emblem has a lot of inherent replay value, just because of the way the game works. Like, even if you take the exact same strategy to a map, often, like, the RNG will force you to change things up, right? Like, you'll miss an attack, or there'll be a crit. Yeah, but Lin mode is like a tutorial. And I feel like 7 is not the only example, right? Like, nobody says it with, like, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The only games where people say it are Three Houses, Lin mode, and I guess the Branch of Fates. But I feel like it's not, like, a correct comparison to compare, like, Lin mode or the Branch of Fates to, like, White Clouds. White Clouds is half the game.
You hardly had the time to breathe in there. It must be
Whereas,
hard to
like,
be the
Lin
favorite
Mode and the
teacher
Branch
at
of
the ball.
Fates are essentially the tutorial.
Poor professor.
It would be more like if people were like, I don't like
I find it
in
hard to tell with you. Just think
like,
of all the students begging you to dance.
FE11 having to play the part before you get warp.
Where are they to run? This place is filled with joyful
I feel like
students
it's
looking
like
for a
closer to
dance.
saying that, because like you're like wanting to skip a substantial amount of game. Or I should say before you get the second warp. The first warp in Shadow Dragon is like chapter 3.
Goddess Tower waits for you.
I don't know. I guess I just don't see the difference between like White Clouds having the same. Lin Mode is not 1/3 of the game. Lin Mode is 1/3 of the chapters, but they're very short. You're going to spend a lot more than 2/3 of the game playing Hector Mode if you play Lin Mode first. The first like 5-6 maps of Lin Mode can probably get knocked out in less than an hour.
I shall take my leave at once. Farewell.
But I feel like I get why people say they want it to function like the Branch of Fate, but I really think you would have to completely change the game for that to work. The reason that the Branch of Fate can be skipped is one, that it's the tutorial. It's not like the actual game. It's the tutorial. But also, it's a lot less game. And even in Three Houses, the maps are the same, but there are differences in the plot. You get completely different units. And Three Houses is a game that relies on building your units, right? You're skipping half the unit building phase if you made it function like Branch of Fates.
Expected you to be familiar with the story already.
I think you would have to completely retool White Clouds to make it like skippable like Branch of Fates is.
On the contrary, I suspect those who wish to ask were simply too daunted to try. But thanks to their cowardice, I am gifted with this opportunity to speak with you. It's clear you have never felt at ease around me, as a result of how little trust there is between us. I should get back to the ball regardless.
I get why it feels repetitive to people that don't like replay other Fire Emblem games. What I'm saying though is I don't understand why White Clouds is somehow more repetitive than like replaying Awakening. Or replaying Engage, right? Engage is the same maps every time. And it's even the same units every time, but like, you know, no one really thinks that's repetitive. Which is fine. I think it's just because people like Engage's early game better. But then the complaint isn't really that Three Houses early game is repetitive, it's that Three Houses early game you don't like it. Which is fair. It's fair to not want to play things you don't like.
But you, do as you will. Oh, you're not the only one.
I do
who
wish
feels
that the
way.
maps and plot were a little
Look
more
over
different
there.
from a narrative perspective, though. That would have been nice.
I'm bored beyond compare. Will you not follow her?
And I also understand the complaint from people that like don't normally replay Fire Emblem games, but do replay Three Houses. Because Three Houses is a game that kind of wants you to replay it. So if you don't normally replay Fire Emblem games,
Someone's singing.
then
From
I
over.
understand it, because I'm like, okay, you would probably have this problem with other Fire Emblem games too. You just don't replay those ones. But you do replay Three Houses, so you have that problem with Three Houses. But does Three Houses even have a slow start? Like, I feel like the early game of Three Houses is one of the harder parts of the game. Like, usually by the time I'm on part 2, I'm kind of cruising. Until like the 1 or 2 hard maps at the end of each route. Yes, I do think it is a slightly bigger problem in Three Houses because Three Houses expects you to replay it. I didn't realize it wanted me to press A there.
I feel that I have heard it in the past. Actually, it is not that I have heard it. I Did I once sing that song to someone? No. There's more. I wrote this song. Oh, but how could that be so? If that were true, then how could
The
she
menuing,
be
I
singing
can
it?
definitely understand being annoyed.
Unless-
I can certainly understand being annoyed by having to do the monastery a lot.
I am suddenly so exhausted. As are you, no doubt? Quickly then, to bed with you.
Although, I find the monastery more tolerable in part 1. Yes, well, that was my experience, too, Vivi, is I was also on the, like, the train of, White Clouds being super repetitive, but I think it was mainly because I played all of the routes a bunch of times in a row. And I find when I take a break in between, it doesn't bother me as much. But that's, like, true of other Fire Emblem games, too, I find. Like, if I play Sacred... Actually, Sacred Stones is the one exception to this, because I'm deranged about Sacred Stones. But, like, in most games, if I play them 4 times in a row, it's gonna feel repetitive to me. Lizard on his way to play FE8 10 billion times. I do think FE8 has to be, by a tremendous margin, my most replayed game. Like, it has to not even be close. The only other game that I've, like, non-Fire Emblem game that I've even replayed a little bit is, I've done many playthroughs of Hotline Miami. Oh, let me buy a seal. Yeah, well, that's part of why I've played FE8 so many times. It's pretty quick. You can mix it up with the routes a bit, which I like. If you want something fresh, you can play a different route. I say that, but then I play Erica route every time. But in theory, I like that you can play the different routes to get a little bit of a different experience each time. I never before seen. Hotline Miami is so good. I highly recommend it to all of you. I'm not gonna lie, Dorothea's kind of slaying in the brigand outfit. Ooh, +4 strength. We like that. Now she has 10. Am I an Erica simp or an Ephraim simp? Oh, I'm an Erica simp. Fuck Ephraim.
Captain? Captain! Where are you? Hey, Professor, have you seen your old man?
Ephraim is a big weenie.
I guess it will have to be you then.
I'm back. Sorry for the delay. My last mission took longer than expected.
Captain, thank goodness you're here. There are reports of demonic beasts near the chapel.
Ooh, you're playing FE1. I actually, FE1's a game that I really do recommend FE fans play at least once. It's a really interesting game.
Of course, we're both sworn to protect this place.
You definitely need to be like okay with playing
just before they appeared,
like a bit of a dated game, but it's pretty cool.
They were apparently
what do I like about Erica so much?
In their right minds. Shortly after, demonic beasts started to appear.
I just really like her whole thing of being like basically an ordinary kind of sheltered person thrust into battle. Like it would be the easiest thing in the world for her to just stay in Frelia,
we need
right?
to act. Go summon your students.
Damn
it. I wanted to talk to you about
like it would be so easy for her to just stay in Frelia and let you know, hopefully let Inez and Hayden take care of things. But she doesn't, and she goes out and she learns to command an army, and I really enjoy watching her development. And she also has a really nice dynamic with Leon, I think, and it's part of what makes Leon my favorite villain in the series is his relationship with Erica. I don't feel bad for Ephraim and Engage. He's had it too good for too long. It's Erica's time to shine. You refuse to play anything older than Link's Awakening? That's a very specific game. Why Link's Awakening?
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
Alright, we're gonna buy you a steel axe too, because I'm not convinced that you're gonna be able to hurt anything with an iron axe. Oh, I didn't need to buy you a steel axe. I got a bunch of them sitting in the convoy, apparently. I wonder why. Okay, and then you guys are fine. Let's replenish the battalions. Because it's the oldest game you've played until now. Well, that's like a pretty old game, right? That was, what year did Link's Awakening come out? Yeah, I'm told that, Earthbound Beginnings is pretty rough to play. I've never tried it, but I have heard that. Oh, there's a chest on this map, right? I need to buy a chest key. Is there not a chest on this map? I thought there was a chest on this map. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there is. I was gonna say, I was pretty sure there was a chest on this map.
Well.
Oh, not the armory, item shop. Yeah, FE1 definitely has some jank, but I agree. I don't think it's so much that it's unfun to play.
Thanks a bunch.
Although I definitely did a lot of combats in FE1 based on vibes alone, because it's a pain to, it takes so long to look at the stats in FE1. Oh, I had a chest key. Rip. Well, I definitely feel like SNES RPGs have largely aged like a fine wine. I love playing like old Final Fantasies, old Dragon Quest games. Old Fire Emblem games on the SNES.
There really are demonic beasts. I'll head that way. The rest of you, protect the students who...
Help me!
Although I don't feel as much of a need to go back to the SNES for the Final Fantasy games now, because I do enjoy the, I know some people don't love the pixel remasters, but I really like the pixel remasters.
Stay focused.
As you wish.
That's my cue.
I'm good now.
SNES Fire Emblem is your favorite era? Ooh, what is my favorite era of Fire Emblem? That's hard. It's either GBA or SNES. I think, because GBA has my favorite. Because 8 is my favorite. But do I like 8 more? Because I think I definitely like 5 and 4 better than I like 6 and 7. So I'm trying to think if the amount I like 8 is enough to make GBA my favorite era. That's hard. I think it is SNES, because I think FE8 is my favorite, but FE5 is pretty close. And I'm not the biggest 6 fan, so I think probably 4 puts the SNES era over the top for me. Yes, we also certainly got a lot of ROM hacks out of FE8. And you gotta put a little respect on FE7's name for that, too. You know, we got, like, TLP and several other hacks from FE7.
Demonic.
Thank you, but...
Oh, are you trying to do the funny recruitment in Chapter 18, PSI Princess? I'm being vague because Akira has not gotten that far in FE5 yet. But I'm just curious if you're doing the funny recruitment. Oh yeah, I left out a whole game. FE3 is really good. I like FE3 a lot. Yes, play FE5.
Much needed.
Also, please do not take my excitement for you playing FE5 as actual pressure. Play FE5 at your own pace. I am just excited. Oh, we're probably gonna miss a student, but whatever. It's fine. I don't know. I feel like my gut reaction is that, like, that I don't want to, like, count hacks when talking about, like, the legacy of, like, an era of Fire Emblem, but I think you, like, could. Like, I think it would be justifiable to say, like, well, I do want to count hacks because I play a lot of them and this is the era they came from. I think that's fair.
I thank you.
Oh yes, Thracia is loaded with, for lack of a better term, fun and engaging guidance. Here, that student's probably okay for a turn. Yeah, you barely do any damage. Love to see that. FE4 is a game that I really enjoy when I replay, but I cannot replay it too often. I need a little break in between each play of FE4 for sure. Oh yes, analogy. What Solomon said is correct. Guidance chapters have actually had like a couple iterations. Sometimes they're optional. Sometimes it's like if you did the requirement, you're playing the chapter. In Thracia, if you do the guidance requirement, you're playing the guidance. Whereas in like Fire Emblem 7, and in Fire Emblem 7, you can turn down guidance if you don't want to do them. And yes, some guidance have like pretty, I'm comfortable saying pretty dumb requirements in order to unlock them. Yeah, well, Thracia is weird. There's like some Gaidens that don't really matter, and then there's some Gaidens that you're gonna be real upset if you didn't do. Do any of the FE5 Gaiden chapters have very silly requirements? I'm nothing like FE7. I would expect, like, on your first playthrough, if I don't tell you any of the Gaiden requirements, you're probably gonna miss, like, a couple. I'll go through and look, which ones I think are, like, that you might feasibly miss. Because I think one of the ones that you might miss really doesn't matter, or at least I don't care about it. I would say there's only, like, there are 3 Gaiden chapters that you really want to get in Thracia. And you already got one of them. I could understand enjoying Final Fantasy 3 more than 4, because I feel like the big thing 4 did was like really lean in on plot relative to previous Final Fantasy games, which I'm sure was really cool at the time. But like nowadays, I'm like, I feel like Final Fantasy games just have better plots now than Final Fantasy 4 did. Whereas Final Fantasy II is a bit of an oddball game. They did like a lot of new interesting things in 2. Some of which were not popular and thus we have not seen again. But they are like pretty fresh, I would say. Which does make 2, I think, a little more interesting to play than 4. Because 4 has been iterated on where a lot of ideas from 2 really haven't been. Like, FF2 has the whole keyword system that I think is really neat, that's never come back. Whereas 4, I feel like, has been very heavily iterated on, because it was, like, I'm sure, excellent at the time. But nowadays, I don't know, I just feel like we have better Final Fantasy games than 4, where we certainly have better Final Fantasy games than 2, but at least 2 is pretty unique.
Too slow.
It's kind of like the reason I like playing the original Gaiden. Even though it's got tons of jank, it's very unique jank. Maybe saving this student. Oh no, you see, they still have 2 concoctions left. We could maybe save them. Say particularly if we can get some crits. On which console is FF? Oh, lots of consoles. Which one? Started on the NES, and we have approximately 8 billion of them across different consoles now.
Stay vigilant.
Which is great, because they're pretty cool, I think. Ooh, tragic lack of 1 damage. How many are on Switch? Did the Pixel remasters come out on Switch yet? I know they were going to. But I'm not sure if they actually did or not yet. But yeah, you can play a lot of them on Switch. PR is on Switch now. Okay, so Switch has... It's got to be 1 through 10 now, right? I do think the Zodiac, I would say the Zodiac Age is the best way to play 12. 12 is my favorite Final Fantasy, by the way. And yeah, I would say the Zodiac Age is the best way to play 12. So yeah, you have 1 through 10 and 12 on Switch. The reason you don't have 11 is because 11 was an MMO.
That's it.
13's on PC, 14 is an MMO, a really good MMO, that you can play on PlayStation or PC. Uh, 15 is on Xbox and PlayStation.
Unexpected.
Let's get to it.
Oh, big crit. I love that for us.
A fine display.
It was so...
Yeah, I think Zodiac Age was... some people prefer the original, but I really liked what they did with Zodiac Age. As you might imagine, since I said it was my favorite. Alright, I guess we are going to save all the students. I didn't think we would. But it's looking pretty good for that at the moment. Okay, you're doing your big AoE. So let's just throw another heal onto Geralt, make sure he doesn't die. Yeah, it is fun, I think. I mean, you have to be okay with playing, like, older games, but I do think it's really fun to play a series in release order. I did that for Fire Emblem last year. I played them all in order, and I thought it was a really interesting experience. And you get to see kind of how the games developed, which is cool. And then I did that with Resident Evil as well. I played all the numbered entries in order, which was a blast. I love Resident Evil.
Think this through.
we were on the second health bar for this guy. It's a bit of an oopsie. Should be able to kill him this turn anyway, though. It is a massive time sink, yeah. Especially some of these series can be pretty long. But I think if you're like really into a game series, it can be like a pretty rewarding experience to play it in order and see how things develop. Alright, you're just gonna keep attacking this poor student, right? So it's like fine for Byleth to hit you.
Be mindful.
Oh, I appreciate this student dodging that attack. That's nice. Nice, we have 2 physics left. One for Byleth and one for Gerald.
Can I?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like fair to compare the Lumera stuff to like any of the other parents in Fire Emblem. Like, it is constant. It is often, the Lumera stuff is often compared to Gerald, but like, I think it can also be compared to like Tellius or Awakening or Fates. I think it's like pretty similar to the way it was executed in Fates.
Sorry. That was a
Oh, hey, I'm RPGL. Thanks for the gifted memberships. Much appreciated.
You saved me. Thank you.
Those of you that got one, you have emotes now. So check out the emotes. Hope you enjoy them. FE 11 and 12 are definitely a bit of an acquired taste. I really hated 11 the first time I played it, and now I really like 11.
There isn't a trace of evidence to be found.
12 is pretty good too, but it definitely took me a while to come around on liking 11.
Huh? Another student? Run along now.
Thanks for all your help, sir.
Yeah, there are definitely some games where I play it and I'm like, I can definitely see how this game was amazing when it came out, but you know, may or may not have aged the best.
Run along now.
Thanks for all your help, sir.
Poor Gerald.
Huh? What are you doing here?
Murder trumpets? True. I think with a lot of old games, it is just a matter of whether or not you can look past the jank. Because I think that's true with like Fire Emblem 1 and Fire Emblem 2 as well, where I actually really enjoy those games. But I understand when people are like, I can't play the original Gaiden or FE1. I'm like, I get it. I understand. But I think they're pretty cool.
To think that the
It's true. Save scumming could not save our dad.
Here tears would be for me. It's sad, and yet I'm happy for it. Thank you, kid.
That depends what you mean by cleanup, Al. They added save states. And they added a fast forward function, which I do think makes FE1 feel a lot better. But it still has the jank, like not being able to see movement ranges, no combat preview. Hi, Vile Plume. True, we cannot use Swordbreaker against Kranya. Can't be done.
This is where your father lived.
Nor can Geralt break the blade.
Are you still crying? If turning back the hands of time was not enough to save his life, you must accept what came to pass was fate. Agreed. We cannot let the wicked ones run free. Oh, your father said to look for something here.
Rip Bozo, are
He
you
must
a
have been
Geralt
referring
hater,
to whatever is
Storm?
behind that bookcase there.
That's our dad. He taught us to sell propane and propane accessories.
Your father's diary. Huh. His handwriting is prettier than his face would suggest. Well, well. These entries here are from before your birth.
Rip Papa
He seems to have
Papa
been writing
Bozo.
this for quite some time.
Poor Papa.
Oh. Read that part there. Horsebow Moon, year 1159.
Day 20 of the Horsebow Moon. All is cloudy. I can't believe she's dead. Lady Rhea said she died during childbirth. But is that the truth? And still, the child she traded her life for doesn't make a sound. Didn't even cry at birth.
Rip Jiraiya, Dad. Rip indeed.
Day 25 of the Horsebow Moon.
The music in this part is so good. It really does make me feel things.
Cry. Not ever. Lady Rhea says not to worry about a baby that doesn't cry. It isn't natural. I had a doctor examine the child in secret. He said the pulse is normal, but there's no heartbeat. No heartbeat. Day 2 of the Wyvern Moon. Sunny. I feel I must take the child and leave. But the church is always watching us. I don't know what Lady Rhea has planned. I used to think the world of Lady Rhea. Now I'm
Yes,
terrified.
there's some good voice acting in the monastery
Day 8
after
of the
this.
Wyvern Moon. More rain. I used the fire that broke out last night to fake the child's death. Lady Rhea is in a
I'm trying to
state
think
of
what other games did come out
I can't
this
change
year.
what I've done. I've got to take the child and leave.
Well now, that baby must be you. That means... Someone is approaching us.
Ah, here you are. To think that that Geralt would meet his end like that. I hope you know that you were the most important thing in the world to him.
Yeah, I figured Three Houses is what
He
you
wasn't
meant.
the most emotional guy.
I don't
Sure,
remember what else
expressing
came
his
out that
affection
year.
Wouldn't have come naturally to him. After what's happened,
Let me look it up.
It's up to me now. I, Alois, swear to protect you in the captain's stead. Sorry, this isn't the time for my blathering. Lady Rhea
What were
is
the
looking
other
for you.
major games?
I came to
that
tell you
year?
that.
We had
I'll take my leave now.
Control came out that year. That was a pretty cool game. Death Stranding, which wasn't my cup of tea, but a lot of people liked.
But I have at least
Just
figured
picking
one
games
thing
that had a noteworthy
I know now why our
narrative.
fates are intertwined.
The Outer Worlds came out that year.
Professor, I have been waiting.
I think was that Shadowbringers?
Filled with grief.
Was
at
this the
loss
year
our
of
most
Shadowbringers?
Celebrated night. Geralt was an ally of many years, and also a dear friend. It was a long while back. At the time, Geralt was a soldier of the kingdom. He was injured in battle.
And you
and I
had
saved him just as
Kingdom
he was
of
about
the
to perish.
Kingdom of the. You
That
had Kingdom
was our
Hearts 3
first
that year
meeting.
as well.
After that,
but I think people weren't
he
that high
became
on
a
Kingdom
knight of
Hearts 3
Ceres.
compared to previous entries.
He
if I
gave
remember
his all
correctly.
in service of the church. He fell in love with one of the nuns here at Garreg-Mach. Their love produced a child, whom she died giving birth to. It was her.
This has been like a pretty.
She
People
weighed her
hated
own
Kingdom
life
Hearts
against
3
that of
because
her
they're
child's,
weenies.
and
I mean, I don't
in
hate it.
the
I've
end,
never played it. I
implored
just
me to
remember the
save the
reception
child.
being a little lukewarm
Your
compared to
never
previous
truly
games.
accepted that decision. He took the child, took you, and disappeared without warning.
This year's been okay for me so far. I have some misgivings with Engage, but overall it's still a Fire Emblem game I really enjoyed.
Sorry for the interruption, Lady. There's something you must hear immediately.
Baldur's Gate 3 I'm having a blast with so far.
Very well. Professor, you were dismissed.
I liked but didn't love Tears of the
Please
Kingdom.
rest and focus only on mending your heart.
I'm expecting that I'm really gonna like Armored Core. I think that's gonna be a fun game for me. Oh yeah, Octopath 2 came out. I haven't had time to play it yet, really. I've played a little bit of it, like maybe like a few hours. But it was a really fun few hours. I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it when I get to finally find the time to sit down and play the whole thing.
White clouds. Guardian moon.
Look, I understand Storm.
Where
I
the
didn't really
goddess
care for
dwells.
Breath of the Wild, so I get it.
Long ago,
but I
the
do need to
Guardian
play some more
Seros
Tears of the
made an
Kingdom because I
appearance
liked
during
the
this
amount of it that I played.
She had been summoned by the goddess, whose soul was suffering as the flames of war raged across Fodlan. Some believe that high in the sky above Seros, the Immaculate One's mighty wings are what powered the strong winds carrying the Guardian and her forces into battle.
I think Baldur's Gate 3 has a decent shot of being my game of the year. I'm enjoying it quite a bit at the moment. But like I never know quite how to rate game of the years because like I feel like I'm liking Baldur's Gate 3 at the moment more than Engage. However, I am 100% going to replay and put more time into Engage than I do Baldur's Gate 3. I will probably do exactly 2 playthroughs of Baldur's Gate. I'll do it once solo, I'll do it once in multiplayer. Whereas Engage, I've already played like 6-7 times.
You've been crying.
Ooh, Street Fighter 6 is good. That was a good game that came out this year.
I suppose that was thoughtless of me to say. Long ago, someone said the same thing to me.
But I chalk that less up to
time to heal your wounds?
Engage being necessarily better than Baldur's Gate 3 and more me just being Fire Emblem deranged.
Like you to speak to me like that. You know I'd never ask you a question without purpose. Only you can truly understand your own sadness. Others can sympathize or even empathize, but all anyone else can offer are the tears of an outsider looking in. So I have no intention of crying for you.
Yeah, I never liked this scene.
All I can do
I know that some people like it, but I don't know, it always struck me as kind of odd.
The mysterious organization that was carrying out experiments
and I like Edelgard most of the time.
They're up to something near Garreg Mach.
Hi, Frog.
The Archbishop
I am
has sent the
definitely a
Knights to
Fire
undertake
Emblem
a
weenie.
large-scale investigation. No information has surfaced yet, but our
I guess
enemies
so.
will soon
Here's
discover.
why I
When they are,
think I don't
will
like
you
this
lead
scene.
us into battle?
Let's look at the log. This feels weird to say. One day after, like this is the week Geralt died. This would make sense to me if she said it like at the end of the next month. I think it would have been placed better, but like it just happened. So it feels weird to be like, are you wallowing? I think this scene would have been like perfect if it was like at the end of the month.
There is a choice to be
Then I
made.
think it would make more sense
hope you
and
make
feel a
the
little
right
more
one.
fitting to me.
My. She really is quite
I feel like
arrogant.
it's okay for
She's got her
Byleth to
mind
wallow
within
for like
ounce of
48
reservation.
hours.
But she is right. The time has come to stand again. You know already what your answer is.
Oh, thank you. You saved me.
If you were to die,
I don't know if
then
it's
the
literally the
mystery of
next
our
day,
bodies
but it's
would be
pretty damn close to when it
Preventing
happened.
that.
It's during the week, I believe.
I'm afraid you must remain, Kronya. There is something I need you to do.
It just feels like a scene that should happen, like, right before the next mission, not right after,
How annoying.
Did they cut time out of the schedule? If so, then it might be okay. And that would be my bad. That would be me having bad media literacy. Although even then, it, like, feels weird being the scene, like, right after Geralt died. But they might have skipped ahead, in which case, that is bad media literacy on me. They cut, okay, so they cut 5 days. It's the same week. So I think it would have been a little better for me if it was, you know, a month right before the next mission, I think would make sense.
All so that you may acquire the strength you need, all for a purpose.
Hey, Professor, got a minute? Look, I'm sorry I snapped at you. I didn't mean to lose my temper. I was rude to you. I should have known better. Huh, I thought you might say that. In that way, you're just like Captain Geralt. You accept other people. You don't let petty details get under your skin. Well, when I was a kid, I kind of latched onto him. I've been calling myself his apprentice ever since. He spent some time in the village I grew up in. Actually, you weren't with him back then. Why not?
It's this support.
Huh.
Is this an infamous
Maybe he left you with a
infamous
relative or
support? I
something.
remember. I thought this was a nice support. Is
Anyway,
it not?
back then,
Let's
Gerald's
see.
job was to deal with poachers. Well, they were bandits, but we called them poachers. Nobody in the village could stand up to them. But your dad, he took them on like it was nothing. I was so impressed. All I could think was how amazing mercenaries were. I'd lived in that tiny village my whole life, so to me, Captain Geralt was nothing short of a legend. So I went right up to him and I told him I was going to be his apprentice. He didn't stick around long after that, but he did teach me a lot while he was with us. Tactics, strategy, training routines, it was all so new and exciting. So after he left, I kept at it, kept training, just like he taught me. Me too. I always planned to meet him again once I became a top-tier mercenary. But I'm just glad I got to see him, to thank him properly and all. I've spent my whole life working to become a great mercenary like your father. There were so many times when I wanted to ask his advice, but I couldn't. I just had to make do. That's how I've made it this far. Just hard work, all on my own. But then you come along. And it's like you don't appreciate Captain Geralt at all, or how lucky you were to have him around your whole life. No, it still really bothers me.
Yeah, it does feel like this could have happened,
I'm still his best apprentice.
maybe a chapter or two earlier. I don't have a problem with this support, but the timing is weird.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't even hate the support conversation. It's just like the timing's a little awkward. I feel like that support would have been, oh yeah, the timing for that is horrendous. I feel like if that support was like a chapter ago, it would have been fine though. But sadly, it was not a chapter ago. Well, and I will also say with the Edelgard one, I think it's... The thing that I actually think is weird about that is not that Edelgard says it. It's more that, like, Sothis is like, ooh, she's harsh but right. And I'm like, it's been 5 days. Byleth can grieve a little. I think it's fine and in character for Edelgard to be like, hey, we gotta get over it and get moving, you know? We gotta move forward. I think that kind of makes sense for her to say. I think it's weird for Sothis to be like, yeah, she's right.
Hello?
Gerald's gone. He's gone. And we'd only just reunited. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is even harder on you. But I just can't... I can't believe...
Professor.
All I look for in a meal is a full stomach. You seem to be...
True. I feel that sharing a table with people you're
I
close
don't
to
like
is a precious
inherently mind
opportunity
like
that should never be
Leonie.
taken for granted.
Like so that one support is weird. It's a weird time for it to happen. But in general, I don't have a problem with Leonie lashing out at you. It like kind of makes sense to me. She's like a kid, and she's like jealous, right? I mean, that's what's happening.
I think I like this, but it's been a while, so I'm not sure.
I think it's wonderful to be able to eat.
Well, yeah, because she's a kid. She's lashing out because she's like a kid, right? I'm not saying it's like good that she lashes out.
Do you have time
It's
for
bad.
reference?
It would be better if she didn't. But like, I get it from like a character perspective, right? She feels like, I want to go to the graveyard in a minute. She feels like you kind of like have what she wants and you don't appreciate it. So I like get it.
Right.
She's like pretty young. I mean, she's not like a baby, but we're in school, you know?
I brought some flowers for Gerald.
All right, see you later, MMORPGL. Think about like the worst things that people did in high school.
It's the least I can do.
Right? Think about the worst things anybody did in high school.
Anyway.
I don't think like I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's healthy that what she's doing. I'm saying from a writing perspective, I don't think it's like a problem that she lashes out at Byleth as a character. Because remember, we're essentially high schoolers here. I mean, not even like think about all of like the worst thing anyone you know did in high school. I mean, think about all the things that like I think most people can relate to having like lashed out over something stupid in high school, right? The lizard is currently in annoyed mode, Vile Plume, yeah. Oh, it's fair enough not to like her. I don't think you have to like Leonie at all. Yeah, I think it's fair enough to dislike Leonie.
Oh, that ring. Ah, he said he wished for you. He also said that you should...
Excuse me.
I give Leonie a break on like
Forgive me. Just know that I am praying
stuff
for
she
your
does
mind
in
and
high
your
school
heart to
because
come.
I would hope that you know, I hope that people would give me a break on like some cringe stuff I did in high school, right? Okay, Panda, don't say that. That's a little too far. It's okay to disagree, but we can't be like, I'm gonna point blank volley you in the face. That's not okay.
It's about the weapon that it wasn't.
It is okay to not like Leonie. Oh, is Gilbert not around? Is there no one to teach me to ride a horse? Oh my god. My dad died, and I can't ride my pony. Alright, whether you think of it as like first year college or late high school, I certainly did some cringe things both in early college and in high school. So I can forgive some cringe from some of the characters here. Oh, are all of the knights not around? Yeah, Shamir's not around either. Bummer. Who's the other one going Holy Knight? Oh, it's Byleth. Here, Sedith, join us for singing. What did I do? I mean, nothing that bad. Just like, I don't know. You never like,
my song reached...
had an argument you regret in high school or anything?
First to both, it was as if perhaps thinking of it like that, how they managed such a convincing.
I like Sedith. Imposter, sus.
You've Manuela and we can't do all the tea. I've always seen strength. You're a very strong.
I still have...
Yeah, I think everyone has done some things they look back on with some regret, or things they would do a little bit differently. I wrote a lot of college papers about reptiles and frogs, though, and I do not regret that one bit. Edelgard can be any magic class that I want, and thus will be a Gremory. A Gwemowy. Do I need B+ or B for Faith? I think it's like B to Gamba and B+ to not have to gamble, I'm pretty sure. But let's check. Yeah, B+. Yes, Dorothea is going to be a Wyvern.
I'm certain I've...
Oh, do I have more points than I have people? Oh no, Shamir's not around. That's what's happening.
May I ask? I am not sure.
Sorry, Ferdinand, but I do not care about your ongoing education.
My efforts were not in...
Perhaps I've been, well, seems simple enough.
I'm a quick study. One step before the next.
Sure. Yeah, I think I'll change the dono message for next stream to pick Ingrid's class, because that's the only one left. But hey, if nobody picks her class, I'll just make her a Wyvern. That's fine.
I am grateful.
I'm gonna have a quick chat with Edelgard. But this isn't the month.
Professor, I'm so happy to see the light in your eyes again as a gift. It inspires me to carry on as well. As you know, the Knights are searching furiously for any trace of the enemies who escaped. I'll inform you immediately if I learn anything.
Okay, that is where I am going to stop for today. Thank you guys for hanging out. We will be back on tomorrow, same time, same place. And then Saturday, we've got a couple streams on Saturday. Saturday morning, we will be playing the Gales of Naeli demo. It's a new SRPG by Blind Coco Studios. So definitely come check that out. It's going to be pretty cool, I think. And then later in the day, we are finally going to finish our playthrough of, or not our playthrough, our game of Dokapon Kingdom from a while ago. So I'm going to have Reina, Waifu, and Aqua Sireni back on, and we're going to finish our game that we started a while ago. So come hang out if you have the time. But either way, have a lovely week. Join the Discord if you want. The link's in the description. See you later, guys.